Hello. Here I am, just barely making it. I uh I got in here and I ended up in more of a fight with my computer to get things going than I expected to have.
I'm down with a green bean guillotine.
Caltash, thank you for 65 months. I I had brought another device into the setup earlier today, another one I was testing to try to make my Linux dream work. Unfortunately, there's another dud, or it seems to have been another dud. Yep, mystery HDMI boxes. Interestingly, if I'm looking at the specifications page for the 4KX, and there's a suspicious line here. It's kind of confusing, but in some ways it matches my experience. It says lag free, so on the input, lag free pass through up to 2160p 144. Now you would think, because it says that, it would include everything or the usuals up to 144. But then the next entry they put in the list is 2160p 60. Okay, well, why did they list 60 independent from 144? Are they trying to say they don't support 120 at all? And if so, why? Because wouldn't that just be an entry in the EDID or whatever? Literally just some text? Because HDMI is a fucking mess. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, the tech spec here doesn't give any indication as to the uh, color space, at least not on this page. Oh yeah, and then their other one here is this other page that we've seen before, and it's a fucking train wreck. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be able to ever solve this. I think that it is just the nightmare of the capture card. There is no way for me to resolve this problem. I'm not allowed to have both 4K and high refresh rate. And it's, I guess, because I don't know, like, why is it that Windows is so forgiving with this stuff? And why does everything with Linux have to feel so like the implementation itself, the vibe of it is Actually, you know, like in some ways, there's some nice qualities about Windows being garbage. Because in some ways, you can kind of just fuck about, and Windows is like, whatever. I guess it doesn't match the spec perfectly, but I don't really give a shit. Whereas in Linux, it's like, this doesn't match the specification, and therefore I'm not going to allow this to work. Like, okay, man. Well, come on. You're ruining my life. uh, yeah. I don't know. I don't understand how I can be cornered in this way with Wayland and X11, but here we are. And I guess at the end of the day, it's really the capture card's fault, but there just isn't any alternative that I know of, not without spending yet another fortune. I imagine there's some sort of like ultra premium uh fucking super bougie capture card. They actually Elgato has three 4K cards listed here. There's the 4K S, the 4K X, and the 4K Pro. Well, the 4K Pro must be the same thing but internal. I'll bet you that's what that is. That's probably what that is. And for the 4K Pro, they don't even list. Oh, no, wait. Yes, they do. Here we go. For some reason on their chart, wait, is this real? 8K 60, 8K 30, 4K 240. Whoa. Okay, but their capture formats top out at 4K 60. But I mean, that's fine. That's all I need. I can't. This table is so hard to understand. It doesn't look like you can capture and pass through, like capture 4K 60 and pass through 4K 120 with the Elgato 4K Pro, whatever it is. It's got to be an internal device. It's got to be a card. Uh, one thing I haven't done is I haven't tried to update the firmware on the 4KX. I don't know what firmware it has. I don't think I've ever updated it. Ugh, God, why do they do that? Included in the 4K capture utility. I don't want that. I have OBS. I don't need you. Let's see. Initial release from 2023. Wow, they haven't updated this since December 2024. Fix issue pass-through stop working when changing EDID mode when no password pass-through display is connected. Okay. That might actually be a thing. Oh my God. Improved compatibility with Predator XB322QK and Gigabyte M28U displays. That's insane because there's so many 4K displays out there, and that's my display. That's suspect as fuck. But this firmware is from December 2023. When did I buy this card? What does Elgato do? Do they ever like do revisions or do they ship with their initial firmware release? Because it may already have this. I certainly didn't get this until, did I get this year? Yeah, I got this year, like a few months ago. I had to install their software to see what firmware I have. That could be a thing. Maybe that would help me. Both of those on that one sound helpful to me. The next one's ultra wide. Don't give a fuck. Recording. Don't give a fuck. And then the latest resolves issue displays connected to HDMI pass-through exhibit color banding. Also, not a problem I've been having. Huh. Okay. All right. Well, I guess I should see about updating the firmware, see if it helps. No, I do not want to sign up. You may hear a ding. Um, I'm, I don't know. I'm off and on with it. If just because it really depends on the situation. I kind of have a mentality around firmware, uh, that more often than not, I feel like if you don't need to, don't. But it definitely depends on the situation. Just because firmware can brick. But that might be overly cautious. All right, let's see what firmware we have. Is this going to make the perfect day even better, or is it going to ruin my life? Oh, it's in use by other software. That's fine. I just want to check the firmware version, please. Or will I even be able to? Okay, well, in the preferences, it's not showing me shit. I don't know if that's because the device is in use or whatever. This doesn't look very helpful so far. I guess I can't do it while I'm live here. Unless it just did it, because it did. My monitor cut out when I ran the software. But that would be wild for it to not even ask me or talk to me about it. I mean, all I can tell you, Copper, is that the whole problem with all this bullshit is that phrase right there. Seems to support. Because it's not just the resolution, it's not just the refresh rate. It's also the color space. It's also the codec, it's the format, it's the specification. It's so many things. It's a great many things. Nice Omni. That was a wild day of posting. What a crazy crazy day. Anyway, I'll look into it after I hop off of here. I don't have very high hopes, I will say. But hi, it is that time, but can you take it easy for just a little longer? She was really, really super grumbling at me. Very grumble. But yeah, that really knocked my schedule off course today. So I had to then do a lot of catch up work to make up for that. Which makes me sad because I was really looking forward to more Metal Gear Solid tonight. I was enjoying the hell out of that last night. That was a good time. I was really pleasantly surprised because I felt like I was just afraid that the original game was going to be like too janky compared to the more recent ones or something. Like I was afraid I was going to find it unplayable. But it was actually sublime.
Shiny lights are great. We are basically fish.
Dino, thank you for 96 months. Very much appreciated. Fucking ouch, bun. Please don't tippy tappy all the skin off of my arm. Wow. Okay. So to update the firmware, you have to do a special move. You have to hold control and click on the preferences icon and then release control. It's like a secret menu. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this will help. This might help me. Actually, I guess I can hopefully see. Oh, no, I can't. There's an update firmware button, but it's not showing me any of the information, and that's probably because it's in use. So I am still going to wait until after. I am not risking that. No. Oh. I don't know if I'll be going back to Delta or not, because we are now in the run up to Scream a Day. So I'm not going to have time to finish anything big. I think Delta's kind of big. I don't know. We'll see. I don't even know what you're talking about, food. Oh, do you mean Dave the Diver? I don't think I ever even started that DLC. Oh. I mean, we'll see how it goes. Depends on how many bangers there are. Is Silent Hill F out? September 25th. I guess. Resident Evil 9 looks really good. I thought I saw that Gab Smolders was streaming it, which that's like wildly early. That's like 2 weeks away still, unless this is just not the right. Maybe this isn't the release date. No, it is the release date. 13 days. Advanced access starts September 23rd if you buy the digital deluxe. They've been doing that. They're trying to get us to spend $80 while covering that the games are now $70. But if you pay $80, well, let you have it 2 days early. Yeah. Well, we'll see. Silent Hilf. I've often considered such a thing, food. Just become a horror channel. Abandon everything else. Got to do Summerween. Yeah. God, I really want to like do things again like I used to. I got to get a better routine for my life in general. That's what I need. Yeah. Bruh. Well, folks, it is late. I have checked in. Thank you for checking in with me. I appreciate you. I hope you have a good night. And hopefully tomorrow we return to Metal Gear Solid. I'm very excited to do more. Have a good one, y'all.